This is Crimson Blades, and today we're going to be checking out a game called Slice and Dice. It's a game that's been getting a lot of traction recently, and it's actually out on itch.io right now. Although I haven't checked out a lot of games from that site, this is something that definitely stood out. So the idea of the game is that you have a party of different sort of characters. So think of it as characters that have different archetypes, thief, assassins, etc. One of each of those types. You got fighters, you got defenders or people that can draw away damage, you got healers and spell users. So I'll walk you through how a set of the game goes, and we'll see how what you guys think of it. Essentially, you have 20 levels, and it gets gradually harder and harder. So let's just pick the hard difficulty. And when you start, depending on your difficulty, they might give you sort of a curse or some sort of negative effect for the rest of the game. So let's just pick this one. So anytime you right click something in this game, you get all the information you need about it. So all heroes start with 2 less health. So let's just go with that, and I'll walk you through how the game works. So imagine that each character here has 1 dice, and they're going to roll the dice. So let's say the scoundrel here, this is what his dice looks like. So he has 2 sides of his, imagine a 6-sided die being opened up. He has 2 sides of it having an action, and if you right click it, it tells you what it is. It deals 1 damage and it causes vulnerable to the target, and that means the target takes more damage from attacks and spells, etc. So you could use it synergistically. Start with this attack example. This one would be 1 damage and hits both sides of the target. So the more you play, the more familiar you are with these things. The fighter is a bit more generic, just 2 damage, 1 damage, shield. Defender would have some degree of shielding. He can shield other people, he can shield himself. He can also deal damage to some units. Healer has some healing but also gives mana, and the mage unit generates a lot of mana. The reason mana as a whole just gets built up like this is because you can choose what skill you want to use at the bottom here, and that depends on the kind of healer or mage that you have. Burst, I believe, is always a standard ability that is available regardless of your party type. So it might look simple on the get-go, but things will get more and more interesting as you get along when artifacts and ways to alter your dice come about. So when we do a first roll like this, we might want to keep a couple of things. So let's say I want to keep the 2 mana here. The rest of this doesn't look too impressive, so I'll click re-roll. It'll roll the leftover. There may be a value to healing people, so let's just think about this for a second. So how do we know what's happening this round? So it actually tells you what the enemy is going to do. If you right click the enemy, it tells you they're going to deal 4 damage, and they tell you who is going to attack, the scoundrel. So that's 1, and the goblin is going to attack the fighter, and he's going to attack him for 4 damage as well. So you could make use of this guy's shield. So shield one of them to block the damage, and this heal can negate this damage. So you notice he has he's about to turn red, meaning he's going to die if he takes the complete hit. But if I heal him up, he should be out of the woods. And I'll re-roll the last one in case we can attack. Yeah, perfect. So remember, this will cause vulnerable, so we'll start with that. Let's start chipping away at this boar, and then deal more damage to the boar. So it dealt 3 damage instead of 2. I'm going to shield this guy, and I'm going to heal this guy. So you notice they're no longer glowing red because they're just going to take the yellow amount of damage, and they'll be fine. This guy is going to get the mana, and mana can be saved between round to round, as in this turn to the next turn. 3 mana can be saved if we wanted to, or we could just spend it up front. I in fact think there's no harm holding on to it. Health doesn't carry over to the next round, so even if you end things with 1 health, it's completely fine with your characters. Okay, so this is going to be a bit more of an interesting round. It looks like this guy is planning to hit the top and bottom people for 2. There's going to be a lot of health loss. Central guy can still shield. Okay, so what I'll say is knowing some of your enemies and what they do is interesting. So the boar, for example, this specific HP needs to be taken off manually, which means I can deal 4 or 5 damage, but only 2 will go away and this 1 will remain. I'll need to separately hit him for that 1. The goblin, interestingly, if he's alone, he automatically leaves. So you have a good way to escape with the goblin alone. I think we are good because we could use the burst spell, take off these 2 health, and then manually try to take off the other guy's health. Let's see if we can maybe get another attack in there. Hopefully, yeah. Okay, so let's go with this burst. We'll deal 2 damage there. We'll hit him for 1, and there you go. So because the boar died, the other guy ran away. So once you finish a round, you get this little upgrade. So now there's 2 forms of upgrades. You can either get an item, which sometimes gets offered, or you might upgrade a character to a higher level. So as a fighter, this is what his dice looks like I showed you earlier. But this is what the Berserker's dice look like. Deal 3 damage, and if you are going to die this turn, meaning if somebody is about to hit you and kill you, you're dealing 6 damage. And this is going to deal 4 damage, but you also take 4 damage. So he's a person that really values trying to damage himself in order to deal massive damage to the enemy, as expected of a Berserker, I guess. This is the alternate for the Defender, so a Bard. So Shield 2. This is always a cool ability to have. When you roll a dice, if this comes up, you get a free re-roll for the dices again. Shield 1 to all allies. This guy might be interesting. He seems like a solid defender for everyone. So let's switch the 2. So you get swapped out, and we keep going. So anytime you are confused who's attacking who, you can just right-click the enemy, and you can sort of see this line that tells you what they're gonna do. And these little pips here actually sort of tell you what they're gonna do anyway. Attack for 3, right? So let's start chopping some of them down. What's this? +2 single use, +2 mana, 2 attack, 1 attack. This counter roll doesn't have much. If you get that, you just be happy with it, I guess. This isn't too bad, but it'd be nice if I can get the shield effect too. So okay, let's take it for now. All right. Okay, so let's get that mana. Let's start trying to take off the people that are trying to kill these 2. So the rat here and this rat. So we need to deal 3 damage. So let's just deal 3 like that. So he's the only one at risk of dying, but he heals himself, so he's actually fine. And we can save these 2. We don't have to aggressively use the 2. We could save it for something like the flare, 5 damage next turn, something like that. So okay, we're good ending our turn. They do their turns. They start chipping away at us. Then they get a new roll. You can see what their potential attacks are by looking at their right click, and and we can see ours as well. So I'm actually going to keep these. I think the fighter should reroll. We want a lot of attack out there. Maybe 1 more. Okay, well, so be it. Shields everybody. Let's gain a lot of mana here. Let's try to see. So can you shield her? Yeah, okay, so shield her, she's fine. Let's flare the wolf, and then damage the wolf. Alright, so everybody's fine here. You can see nobody's dying. Again, we can't really save our mana between turns, so you could just start killing off people like that. The only danger, I will say, is if a character does die, of course they are removed, so you have 1 less dice that's rolled about. And the other catch is if they die, they still appear in the next round, except that they have half the health that they normally would have. So that's the only catch. So let's burst him and keep moving. So this is what a inventory item would look like. So you can right click them, of course, to see what it says. Replace the right 3 sides with +1 mana, or +1 to the left side. So what this is I can switch these 3 to be +1 mana, or any of the characters really. I could make hers just +1 mana, so it's just a bonus for her. There's no change. Or I could see, like, I want to make somebody's left ability +1. So I could just find an ability I like. Like maybe if I really like, let's say I really like mana here, and I go with 3 mana for the healer, let's say. So I go with the coin. And then I go to inventory and I bring this over to the healer, and suddenly this is worth 3. Alright, so that's how you alter the dice. So I'm going to keep going at a little bit of a faster pace from now on so you get a sense of the game, and I'll cut down how much I'm talking. Cannot be locked. What does that mean? Oh, okay, interesting. That's one thing I wasn't aware. Cannot be locked, meaning I cannot lock the dice it's roll. It's a bit of a bad thing then. I have to be careful with that one. So she has to just take whatever the last roll is, which is not great at all, really. Okay. Let's see if we can. What's the problem here? He's going to get wailed on by the crone. 2 damage at topmost enemy. Okay, so we can mend, set a hero 3 HP. We can shield up the scoundrel. So this is attack or shield too. Let's start trying to take out the gnoll. The gnoll has armor, reduced damage by 1. If I'm not happy with what I just did, I can also backtrack that and switch the target. So you can always undo. This game is quite forgiving from that perspective. Someone might die here though, I suspect. What's this? 2 attack and poison unblockable. Alright. You shield everyone again. Poison is you take 1 damage at the end of every turn. Oh, that's sad. Can't lock that in. Let's reroll everything, I'd say. Alright, good. Okay, so let's see. Leave. Mana. Shield everyone. Shield yourself. Heal yourself. That's not too bad. Think we can. Yeah, we can do that. So she actually dealt 2 damage to scoundrel, so he's still alive, but that's alright. We should be able to do some decent stuff the next turn though. Because the crone should be easy enough to kill. That's a reroll. This isn't. That's fine. I think. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Lots of mana. Take the crone out and flare this person. Yep. Alright, let's see. Interesting. Fiend is a very tough one to play. Let's see over the disciple. Inventory, I don't know about this. This is sometimes problematic though. However, for a character like this where you don't really have much negatives, I think it's alright to go with that. Yeah, let's go with this for him. Continue. Okay. Summon a wolf. Deal 4 damage. Alright. You can grab that. Alright, he can't be locked. Sometimes you're going to get unlucky and not get any effect there, but glow lets you replace that. This is interesting. Can replace the blank sides with heal 3, shield 3. Let's do that and do this to her. That's very efficient there, I think. Can shield her, can shield everyone. Okay, it's going to be wolves coming though. You can do this. You can start healing people. Okay. Let's see. How is the damage being laid out? Okay, this person is a problem. Let's fly him away. Chipping away at that wolf. I think everybody's fine. So you can see this slowly getting out of hand later on, though. That's the catch. Over time it gets harder. There are also bosses in the game. Right, this person can't grab this, right? He has to roll and roll. Alright, let's shield everyone, shield yourself. Let's heal him again. I guess I could make him vulnerable and burst him. Okay, can do that. We don't need one. Let's see if we can get more. Sadly, not enough. I would have liked more. Okay. It's good. Good. Defense is fine. These two can keep rolling. Right, that's good. Right. Shield. Okay. There's a lot of damage coming in. Not sure if I can prevent that though. Oh, sadly I can't. I have to re-roll. Yeah, that thing is starting to look less and less interesting. Oh, nice. Okay, so we can actually do that, and this value of this thing goes up by the number of charges you have. So it's shield 6. That is worth it. Shield him by that much. Hit, hit, heal and heal, and then can we flare him? Yeah, there you go. Right. Blessed water. Fletching. Interesting. Let's go with any of these characters. Well, how about we go with Blessed Water? Oh wait, yeah, Blessed Water. We can give it to the Scoundrel actually, I guess. Or do we? I'm not a huge fan of this coin. I think I'm gonna chuck it out because it just takes away control. I think we give it to him so he has something else to roll in case, and then we just keep going. Something like that. Like I rather keep it and make use of it than have to re-roll. I don't really think I can save him. Interesting. It's a lot of damage coming. Yeah, sadly, I don't think I can save him, so I'm just gonna power through. So this is an example. So he's gonna get killed now because he takes too much damage. But he'll be there for the next round, providing everybody survives. Okay. Not a great round again. There's of course more interesting characters and bigger challenges. Let's take this out. Shield everyone. she can take that. You can take the shield. Okay, good. Okay, so every time you hit a cross on this guy, he summons another slime. So slowly you get familiar with all these little abilities. Okay, so this the value is a lot. Okay, I think well, we can do it twice. We can burst that person and take this guy out. Alright. So there's no more stuff being summoned. We should be able to just wipe them all out this round. Let's have a look. 2, yeah, doesn't matter already, because you can just do that. Burst everybody. Okay. This looks like a lot better. Fighter is also really strong. They do have a thing called exert though, which is great. But I think let's go with the gambler. Inventory, right? We're gonna make. Gonna give. Well, let's give this guy some utility. All right, let's do that. Continue. Still nothing great from those rolls though. Yeah, fortunately. Alright, so we just need to wipe out some of these guys. Okay, who's going for him? Oh, you can also right click your character to see who's attacking both goblins. Again, I'm kind of worried that this guy might not survive. Yeah, jeez. Alright, so there's no point healing him because he is going to go down anyway. But he can start dealing some damage. What's this? Let's see. I guess we could just damage this quartz guy, heal others for now. Alright, unfortunately he's dead. Again, fighter. He's more fragile than I gave him credit for. This is fine. That's okay. Okay, let's get that. Let's shield this guy up. Start healing people. And how much damage is this? This is 5 damage. So let's take out that goblin who's gonna hit everyone. Actually no, you know what? He's hitting everybody for 1, but this guy is hitting people for 3, so let's take him out. Yep, and then let's burst this guy too. So what's interesting about this guy is if I deal 1 damage to him, he automatically dies, and then this guy runs away. So I just need to carefully try to get 1 damage. Bard can't deal damage, can he? Yeah, well, just take this. I don't even know if I have stuff to deal 1 damage, to be honest. Might just have to just destroy him and then he still runs. Yeah. Growth to the rightmost side. So you can always check your characters to see what they have. The rightmost isn't great, but I think the top and bottom. Well, I mean, I guess we could take this and give it to this guy. So at least he has stuff in the top and bottom. Heal 10. Okay. Okay. What is this 2? Flees if an adjacent monster is overkilled by 2 or more. This monster is painful because you have to take off each health individually. Shield up, heal him by 2. Heal him by 2 because he's gonna start getting poisoned. I think maybe start chipping away at this guy. Yep. Oh, that's some painful damage coming in. Okay. A lot of mana. So, can I do this and then flare? No, it didn't work. Again, you can undo everything. Instead, let's... How much is this guy? This guy is gonna try and kill him. Can we take this guy out with a flare? No. But what we can do is shield him. Shield him more. I guess we'll do that for now. Keep him alive. Okay, all we need is single damages, frankly. And that should be sufficient. Yeah, I think this should be good. I don't think it matters because 1, 2, 3, there you go. Oh, this is pretty strong. This is a different mage. Let's go with him. Upgrade a fighter. These 3 witches. Okay. 3 damage. Also hits the target below. Summon a wolf. Is it summon a wolf? Summon a wolf in this. Oof, okay, a lot of damage coming our way. So let's see how we manage this. Okay, 4. All of them deal 2 to the topmost. No, deal to the middle, deal to the bottommost enemy. Let's try and take out... It's not easy. Middle enemy. Okay, let's try and take her out, I guess. Flare is only 4, so if I... The mage is gonna die no matter what, right? I can't really save the mage. So, I guess... Well, I guess I could keep him alive, but then Gambler dies. That's fine. That's fine. We'll kill the... Let the mage die. Okay, good. So Flare is gone because the guy who casts it is dead. Alright, so... Again, she's in the bottom. She's gonna die, I think, most likely. So, unless... Wait, who's hitting her? These 2. It's not easy. 1 damage to all enemies. If I do this... Oh, she's still alive. No, she will die regardless. Okay. Let's take her out instead and burst. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll start peppering her down. Alright, so sometimes this happens, you know, you reach a point where everyone's gonna get killed. We may yet still die. We'll see how this turns out. It's one of the last rounds probably. Come on, give me a higher damage. Yeah, that does happen sometimes though, unfortunately. I think this is gonna be it, guys. But I mean, to be fair, I am playing on hard, and there are a lot more characters to unlock. So we will see how that pans out. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I have no choice. This hits the most health unit. I can't choose. Can't really take the wolf out. This guy can only shield 2. The problem is he's taking too much damage. 2 damage and a poison. If I shield him, yeah, he's still gonna take a poison and die. And I can't shield myself because I'm still gonna take enough damage, so it's kind of pointless. The bard has underperformed. Alright, and that will be it, because whatever I do, as soon as I hit that heart symbol, if I hit that, I'm gonna deal 2 damage to myself. Oh, well, I had a shield, but that was it. So this does happen. End of the day, I just want to show you one final thing. You have tons of heroes. I've still have heroes yet to unlock. There's so many to go. Monsters, there's a whole slew of bosses and creatures that I unfortunately didn't get to demonstrate in this game. There's tons of items to find. So what you've seen is only like a tiny little portion of what's available. Achievements, there's ton to do. And what's more interesting is I noticed there's almost like a bit of a world record challenge going on out there. People are challenging each other to beat certain modes of the game, because when you finish a game, you can actually see your global statistics on the game, and certain endless modes, you can see how far you can get. And you'll notice a lot of these are locked. It tells you why. If you beat a game with following what's the stipulations, you can actually unlock these new modes, and they give a ton of variability. So the game comes off looking very simple, but at the end of the day, it's a really fun game. So thank you again for checking this game out with me. If you are interested, it is on itch.io. I believe it's only a couple of dollars. It was like $2 or $3 if I'm not mistaken when I bought it. I'm not surprised if this game eventually gets ported to Steam and GOG or so on. I hope you guys enjoyed this first look. Have a great day. As usual, like and subscribe, and have a great time. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.